When the truth is found to be life, and know the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. When the truth is found to be life, and know the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. When the truth is found to be life, and know the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. You want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. When the truth is found to be life, and know the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. You want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. When the truth is found to be life, and know the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love?
Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins, pulse chain, hacks, scam pumps, scam dumps. That's the kind of stuff that we're gonna talk about today. Hope you and everybody doing well in the chat. I hope you liked the song. I see a lot of people did not like the song. Somebody did like the song. I actually like the bass. The song is actually quite crap. I mean, there is no melody, there is a whole bunch of stuff lacking, but the bass is so deep. Like, it goes into your soul. It touches your soul into the inner core. And like, when you hear the, with a headset, when you hear the bass, it kind of, you connect with the universe. That's how deep the bass is. The bass is nice. I like the bass. I heard this song yesterday. Somebody posted on Twitter. And I was been listening since then. Saying, I like the bass. I like the bass. XRP Legend, how you doing, man? First, Keta, hello, how you doing? Did you see the blockchain Becker fractal? Did not see blockchain Becker fractal. We might check it out. Can you tell me which video and what time frame? Well, not time frame, but what time in that video it is, and we're gonna check it out during the stream, so I can tell you what I think about that. I do like blockchain Becker, so there's that. We can check it out definitely. Booms, 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 booms. Yeah, the bass, man, the bass. This is a great song. Yeah, boy, party time. Jurgen likes it. White Rap is also amazing. Original is way better. So yeah, of course, original is very good. But this is just about the bass. Just about the bass. Johnny Hodl. Mladen Petrov's in the chat. Diamond handing again. Did you make this yourself, Tiana? No, I just found it yesterday. This song is on my list of most hated and annoying songs, along with anything from the Pig Hated Woman. I don't know who made the song. I just like the bass, guys. I just like the bass. The bass is good. Tila has no taste in music. I got taste in bass. Also, it needs some more instrumental sync that copy add to the melody. Yeah, of course. I mean, the song is not, but the bass, guys, the bass. You're missing the point. It's like people are, the bull run needs this and that, and the coin needs this. No, you're missing the point. There is this one thing in, in every coin that's like that bass. It's so deep. It's so deep. Alex Debo, good morning. How you doing, man? Tila needs to be a bass player. It's all about the bass. It's all about the bass, guys. It's all about the bass. How everybody doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the morning show. Okay, where are we gonna start? Where are we gonna start? I'm gonna start with Bitcoin dumping towards downside over here, going towards target. I'm gonna talk, explain a little bit about what I mean when I say scam pump and scam dump, because I don't know if you notice, but sometimes I do say that these dumps is a scam dump. But the inverse of that is scam pump, and what we had over here is a scam pump. And I'm gonna explain to you exactly why this was a scam pump and not a scam dump, and then it continues right now towards the downside. And we're gonna talk about pulse chain, guys. Pulse chain we're gonna talk about over here, because pulse chain right now, PulseX and pulse chain mainnet, our estimated launch is publicly in less than 7 days. So what does this mean? And whether Hex is gonna have any kind of good movement or not. So I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on that. So where are we gonna start? We're just gonna start with Bitcoin. Yeah, let's start with Bitcoin and talk a little bit about Bitcoin, what's happening in Bitcoin up here. Let's remove this arrow over here first, so we can see actually what's happening. Let's go to another chart over here. This is a nice chart up here. You can see this this line I actually drew, that we fell through the line, and we are still continuing toward the downside. So over here yesterday, after the CPI numbers, we had a nice pump towards the upside because the inflation was lower than expected. I do not know how that's possible, that that we can have it lower than expected. Milana says BART. Yeah, this was definitely a BART over here. Very nice BART. Classical 2017 BART, 2018 BART. There was so many BARTs in 2018. You guys don't even know. There was so many BARTs. But this was a classical BART up here on the low time frames. But we had nice CPI numbers, inflation lower than expected. Stuff, people got too excited and go toward and stuff pumped. Now I have absolutely no clue how the inflation is lower than expected. Everything is getting more and more expensive. Maybe we are waiting for prices to rise a little bit again after that comes. But I just don't see it right now. So how inflation is going down, I don't know. Also, I do not understand how they are making this look bad while we are dumping towards downside. You can see here, this is Dow Jones. Dow Jones actually dumped first and then recovered. Nasdaq pumped, went down and then pumped again. and stock market pumped, dumped, and pumped again. So you can see up here that stock market is actually going towards the upside up here. This is S&P 500, this is Dow Jones, and this over here is Nasdaq. So only Bitcoin right now is trending towards downside over here. So are we gonna have right now this move towards the upside up here? It doesn't look like, it looks more inverted than correlated with the stock market, because stock market went down and up, and Bitcoin went, you know, up and down. So right now, you know, are we really inverted with you know, stock market right now? That would be very good, because we are expecting major crash in the stock market eventually, and when that happens, you know, Bitcoin to $2 trillion. Yeah, you like Ellie Brown, Desire, Extended Mix, and Rigo Cigarra, Moon Rocks. I'm gonna play that song at the end of the video, remind me that. If you like deep basses with good house tracks, I'm gonna try it out. So as you can see up here, let's go a little bit back up here in time. Over here, we are down towards downside. There was this channel over here that we said it looks like a bear flag. It still looks like a bear flag, and still target is somewhere down here, the way I see it. Nothing has actually changed on the chart. Even this pump towards upside, if you look at some other chart over here, let's go a little bit higher time frame, you'll see that this move up here towards upside came to these moving averages, and yesterday this was entire you know, green candle up here towards upside. This was entire green candle up here, right, towards upside. And I said, you know, if I want to become bullish, it needs to get above these moving averages on the daily time frame, right? It needs to come over moving averages on the daily time frame. Unfortunately, it didn't do that. It just went back here. It closed in the red, and right now it's continuing towards the downside over here. It might be some kind of exhaustion pattern up here that you know, blast through the upside, but already tried that. So I think still that, you know, there is more likelihood to go towards downside and towards the upside, unfortunately. And my, you know, my thesis on on the move towards downside is still down to some kind of, you know, 25k. We are still not below this very major. Let me just remove this channel over here for a second over here, because the small channel we don't need. Let me remove some moving averages up here so we can see this very nicely. And you can see these yellow lines over here. We are right now falling through them. We didn't actually close below the first support line. You can see here that we actually closed above the support line. So right now on this candle over here, we are below the support over here at 27.5, but this candle is not closed yet. We still got something like, where is the date? So where is the time? Symbol, scales, countdown to bar close. Oh, there is it. We still got you know, 14 hours left. We still got 14 hours left until this candle closes. So, you know, it can definitely close above the line as well over here. But we are sitting right now on the support and trying to break that support on the downside. So this big dump over here, I not see that happening just yet. Maybe it's gonna, you know, use a little bit time, and then, you know, maybe this is, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday down there, and then after that towards the downside. I don't know how it's gonna play out. Hopefully this, you know, bounces up. You know, one of the theories was that it's gonna do this move up here and then towards downside up here, which is right now doing. Especially if you look at the small time frames up here on the 4 hourly, you'll see up here this was a retest exactly on that channel over here, and right now pulling back towards downside. As soon as it starts going back below these levels down here, that means this bottom support line, I am still looking at some kind of levels down here at 25 or something like that. I mean, it's not a big drop or anything like that. I'm in no way, shape or form, you know, long-term bearish or anything like that. I'm not Cap or Savvy saying we're gonna go down to 7k. It's nothing like that. We are just looking at this move up here, and this move does look weak. We broke the channel up here, the bigger channel up here. We broke that towards downside. We retested right now. As soon as we go below these levels over here, we're gonna have a little bit dump up here. We are still in this bigger channel over here, so I'm looking at these levels up here. I'm hoping this is gonna hold and then towards the upside eventually. These levels down here at 25, 26 level down here, they are important, and I'm gonna show you why. So if you go to another chart up here, we can see this very nicely. Let's go to the weekly time frame up here. And pop some moving averages on the chart so we can see this a little bit better. You can see here this is 26, this is 24.8. You know, as soon as we start moving into these you know, levels down here, this is 24.5. As soon as we start moving into these levels down here, we got a strong support levels. This 50 moving average was acting as a resistance over here, so that might be also a thing. Can we go all the way down to, you know, something like, you know, 22.5, something like that? Definitely can, but I do not want to cross this line towards downside. So if this you know, if this trend is going to continue and stuff like that, I do not not under any circumstance want to cross below 22.5 down here, because if you do cross below 22.5, you are pretty much below all of the moving averages on the weekly time frame. You're probably out some kind of, you know, bigger trend over here as well. There is, you know, there is a trend over here. You're probably you know, out of this, you know, last hope trend as well. So you're probably below everything. So, you know, being below TLA, are the bears in control? No, bears are not in control. Like short-term bears are in control, but long-term, nah, they're not in control. Not the way I see it. He posts a fractal in most of his tweets and every video, basically. I'm gonna check his Twitter, so I'm gonna see if you can find out. No, I don't think the bears are in control right now. They might be in control here in the short term, because they're trying, you know, they are managing to push the price down over here. But we are just looking for this small dip down here into the liquidity zone, because this is liquidity zone out here. This is the stuff that hasn't been picked up, right? There's been a lot low position, so down going into this liquidity zone would be nice. Over here there was a, let me just move this a little bit over here side. This liquidity zone down here got picked up with this move up here. Everything over here got picked up with this move over here. The only thing that hasn't been picked up is this zone down here. So that down here there's a liquidity, you know, liquidity area down here. The only thing that hasn't been picked up is this zone up here, and I don't think that will ever get picked up. Of course, in any kind of, you know, market, you know, when you have, you know, ups and downs, there will always be some kind of liquidity zone at the bottom that never gets picked up. In our case, this is the liquidity zone that I think that it's never gonna picked up, because everything up here got picked up over here with this move. This move up here got picked up with this week on the downside. There is small liquidity over here, and right now we got this liquidity zone over here right now that I think we're gonna pick up, and after that we can continue towards the downside. Now this is, you know, some kind of liquidity zone analysis, if you can call it that, but let's just go a little bit back up here in time. Why do I have, you know, all of these? Doesn't matter. Let's go do just like this over here. And I just removed over here this one, and this one as well. This one as well. There you go. So are we gonna go down to, why did I move my channel? There we go. Ah, life, man, life. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. There we go. So it still doesn't look that strong. We are on the support, and there is, of course, again, you know, good chance that we might bounce for whatever reason and get inside the channel. But until we are back inside the channel up here, we cannot become bullish. Also on the daily time frame, until we are back above these moving averages, you can see these moving averages right here on the support line of this bigger channel up here. Until we are above, that's something like, you know, 28.5 or something like that. Until we are above 28.5 or something like that, you cannot become bullish. You cannot become bullish. Yes, we are holding the support. Support is long position, but I do see weakness on the chart, and I think that we might just go a little bit more towards the downside over here. Altcoins are also dumping a little bit more towards the downside, so that is that. Now, before we move on, let's talk about scam dumps and scam pumps. So you often see me, you know, say that, you know, this is a scam dump or a scam pump. So what I mean by that, let me just show you up here. This over here would be a scam dump. This on the weekly time frame. You see this big weekly drop down here, bearish engulfing thing up here. This is what I would call a scam dump. Now, why is a scam dump? Because this dump did not break any you know, support levels. We got a 10 moving average, 20 moving average, 200 moving average, 20 moving average, 50 moving average, major level of support at 24k, and this move down here, although you can see this is just, you know, continued, you know, or green candle towards upside. There is no red candles up here, so there is no support levels up here. There was some kind of, maybe some kind of short-term line up here, but, you know, the bigger support levels, nothing got broken, right? So invert this up here. What we did up here, we just went down, we pumped to the resistance right now, trying to, you know, go a little bit towards the upside, but the pump itself, the first candle, is a scam dump. Is a scam dump, because when you pump big time or dump big time without actually breaking anything, it's just a scam dump, right? So in this case over here, this was a scam dump because it did not break anything. It needs to break something. If you want to see some kind of big dump being, you know, if you are down here and then you have a big move down, that's not a scam dump, because you are breaking a whole lot of support levels. And the same when we go towards upside, you need to break something. Let me show you up here. a very nice, this was on the daily, I think, on the daily up here. Where was it? This one over here. This was super nice, and this wasn't a scam pump. Over here, this wasn't a scam pump. You can see up here, we went down and then we pumped, but we didn't just pump on until the 10 moving average. We pumped above the 10 moving average up here. We held that and we continued towards the upside. So we did break something with this candle. So this candle over here did break something, some kind of resistance level. It managed to get above something, right? You know, when you have this pump, it needs to break something, because if it just goes up here, doesn't matter whether if this is 20% move, if it doesn't break anything, doesn't mean anything, right? So it needs to break something. In the same way up here on the weekly time frame, although this move down here was legit and a huge move up here from the top to the bottom was 11% dump, it did not break anything, right? So that's why I say that's a scam dump. Now what's happened on Bitcoin right now, it's a what I would call a scam pump, right? So this move up here, and when it was on the daily time frame up here, you can see up here it comes up here, but it's not breaking anything, right? It comes up here, it's not breaking anything, right? So I call it a scam pump until it breaks actually something. If you can inverse this up here, and you'll see, if you saw this in some kind of if you saw this some if this was some kind of coin in some kind of altcoin or something like that, and you saw this move above the moving average up here, then retest down here, you'll be buying the heck out of the retest, and it is a big dump, but it comes down to the support levels and then bounces out to the support levels, right? So it's a scam pump. There's a scam pump. So the scam dumps and scam pumps, they are, the big moves don't do actually anything, right? It moves hard, it moves fast, but it doesn't do anything, right? So those are the scam pumps and scam dumps. And what happened up here was, the way I see it, a scam pump. Unfortunately, it didn't do anything to break any resistance levels, neither the channel, neither the moving averages. And it just even closed back down here as a doji towards downside. So right now we continue moving towards downside. So as I cannot be totally short-term bearish up here because we are holding the support levels, but it does look weak, and I think there is a good chance probability that we're gonna end at 25 eventually. Eventually. That said, so that's what happened in Bitcoin. So right now I do believe it's still, this is the move down here towards downside. The short term, on the weekly time frame, I'm still, very much bullish towards the upside up here. Yes, we are slowly, pulling back a little bit towards downside up here. We're breaking the support up here. We are creating lower lows down here and stuff like that. There is some kind of channel up here, but I'm expecting this channel to go into some kind of levels down here, bounce off of that, and then continue towards the upside again. At least from what I can see right now. If this for ever reason does something like this up here, we're gonna start noticing once it start fails to recover. But right now we gotta be bullish, and we gotta expect that this is gonna continue towards the upside, but even after this initial move towards the downside. Okay, the next thing on the list that we're gonna talk about is Pulse Chain, guys. And I haven't been talking a lot about Pulse Chain or Richard Hex or Richard Hart or anything like that, but I did talk about Pulse Chain when Pulse Chain was supposed to when it was having this sacrifice phase. And I would be just talking about Pulse Chain right now to say that that mainnet of Pulse Chain is in 7 days. It's not about that. I'm telling you about Pulse Chain right now because this is finally getting launched, and Hex is a native token on Pulse Chain now. The thing with Hex, I don't know how it's gonna be used, whether it's gonna be good or not, but I do know that everything you have on Ethereum network, it will be copied on Pulse Chain. So if you have Ethereum, you will get Ethereum on Pulse Chain. If you have I don't know, ApeCoin on Ethereum, you'll get ApeCoin on Pulse Chain, right? So everything gets copied. Mladen Petrov, 11 months. So everything will get copied, and a lot of people are implying that also Hex will be copied, which will be copied on Pulse Chain. So how it will be used, what's gonna be, is Hex gonna be Bitcoin of the Pulse Chain or not? I do not know. So the reason I'm telling you this right now, it is in 7 days. Hex is a native token of Pulse Chain. They are very strongly connected because Richard Hart made it be connected. What I'm trying to tell you is do some research, because I do not know. Fundamentals are not my thing. I do not know how this is gonna play out. The only thing I know that you got 7 days to figure out whether, you know, Hex is gonna be a good buy or not. Right now, Hex is, you know, trying to come up here. You guys see some kind of level of resistance up here. This is another chart. Hit BTC. All I'm saying, do some research. You get 7 days, and if, you know, Pulse Chain is a, you know, big success again or whatever, right? Then Hex might actually follow in the footsteps of Pulse Chain. So what I'm trying to tell you here is not that you know, I'm not giving you financial advice or anything. I'm just telling you to buy Hex because this and that. Because I do not know. I do not know. I don't own the Hex right now, but I'm thinking about buying some Hex right now just in case, because the Pulse Chain will right now launch in 7 days. Officially, in less than 7 days, the Pulse Chain will be launched. So what's gonna happen? That no clue, zero clue, have no idea what's gonna happen on the launch, have no idea what's gonna happen months after the launch, have no idea how it's gonna perform, how Hex is gonna perform, and then. But it is one of these times when you should sit down and, you know, use like, you know, 30 minutes of your life and, you know, do some research about, you know, Hex and Pulse Chain and figure out, does this have any kind of, you know, way to play out, because, you know, these kind of stuff do not come often. Right now it's here. Figure out, because it's, you know, in 6 months it's gonna be late if it plays out well, you know, buying Hex, because you cannot buy Pulse Chain right now. You cannot buy Pulse Chain or Pulse X right now. Maybe after the mainland launches you will be able to do that. I don't even know that. Will coins be immediately tradable, stuff like that, right? But you need to figure out right now what's gonna happen on the launch, or, you know, what's gonna happen to the price, what's gonna happen with the Hex. Figure out, do your own research, and, you know, figure out, you know, is it good or bad. The reason I'm saying this is because I'm not doing the research, guys. I'm not doing the research. I invest in Pulse Chain. I'm thinking I'm gonna buy a little bit Hex, and I'm gonna buy F it, man. Just let it go, you know. I believe in the guy, but, you know, you do the research. You do the research. So that's the second thing I want to talk about. I just mentioned, you know, quickly that that might be the thing that you might, you know, because right now it is kind of official, you know, and Richard Hart himself said in 7 days it will be launched. Mainnet will be launched in 7 days. There is 3 things: Pulse Chain, which is the chain; Pulse X, which is the DEX that you will be able to trade; and there is a Hex that, you know, it's like Bitcoin on a Pulse Chain. You think Pepe going to zero? No, but I think Pepe is going to, you know, the problem with Pepe is that, you know, weekends need to sell, right? It's, weekends need to sell. So it is going down up here, and even this, you know, trend up here that we had drawn, it is breaking towards downside. The weekend needs to sell. The whole meme season is crypto bull market, you know, squeezed in 1 month's time. So you will definitely see the same similarities of any bull market into the meme season in 1 month's time. And it's actually playing exactly like that. You know, first coin comes, it goes up, you know, gets at least a normal change. Everybody gets excited, starts to slowly, you know, coming to some kind of top. All of these other coins starts popping out, and then everything, you know, everything dies and everything gets into this, you know, okay, now it's a bear market kind of stuff, right? So it needs to go down enough so people will, you know, lose faith, sell, go away, and then after that, you know, they might, it might actually have another move towards upside, right? Just like Shiba did. If you remember, you know, a chart of the Shiba. I don't think I can find chart of the Shiba. Trading view. You know, I don't know. Where was the first Polynex, Polynex Shiba Inu Tether? Yeah, so after, you know, several times, right? When it's like it had this, you know, move sideways, it went down, sideways, consolidated, and then it had another move towards the upside. I think Pepe might also have another move, one of these move towards the upside, but it needs to first go down. It needs to first, you know, get rid of the weak hands, you know, like even Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin went to 60, 65, 60, 64, 69, and right now it was down to 15K. So weak hands need to sell and go away, so we can restart the bull market. Because the bull market is like, you know, the markets are a psychological thing, right? So the way it actually works, you come up here, everything is at the top, and you know, everybody is in. When everybody is in, there is nobody left to buy, and it goes down, right? It goes down. When it comes down over here, people start getting fear, you know, start selling. Oh, this is never gonna go out, you know. But once you're at the bottom down here and you get to these, you know, moves down, if you're not selling there, you're never gonna sell. You're probably just hodling, right? So the market finds down where nobody cares about the price anymore. Yeah, market finds out where there are no more you know, participants to be buying or selling, and once it comes to some kind of equilibrium down here, okay, this is right now the price that's, you know, nobody's selling and some people are buying, there is accumulation zone, it slowly starts moving towards the upside, right, without everybody noticing, right? And then it has small moves up and everybody, you know, starts going up and then going a little bit down, stuff like that, right? But it slowly starts moving up, and all of these people, new people, start, you know, piling in up here, then it goes a little bit down up here again, and then again, you know, creates this, you know, huge move towards upside where everybody piles in at the top again. And once everybody is at the top and there is nobody more to buy, it goes again towards the downside. Once there are no more buyers and there are more sellers than buyers, even if there are buyers, but there are more sellers than buyers, that's also a very important thing to know. So you will notice, let's assume the stuff goes towards the upside over here. Very hard towards the upside. Let's assume stuff goes very hard towards the upside over here. A lot harder than this over here. Let's assume up here that stuff goes very hard towards the upside, right? The problem is, even though you are having a huge amount of buyers at these levels over here, the people that bought down here a whole bunch of stuff, they are right now, you know, having 20x on their money, and they bought a whole bunch of stuff down here. So if the selling pressure, as soon as the selling pressure becomes too great, it will find some kind of, you know, top up here and it goes down. And once, you know, everybody, and this stop will go on as long as it has to until the buyers have stopped out and we break the trend and go towards the downside. And once you know, the trend is broken and there is no more people that actually can buy in, or there are no more, you know, people buying, the stuff goes up and goes towards the downside, right? So you will see that on, for example, on Bitcoin over here, that's actually happened on Bitcoin. We went towards upside, we went hard towards upside, everybody was coming in very hardly up here towards upside, and we started going inside this sideways. Now there has been a lot of buyers down up here in these levels. You know, euphoria was very strong, there has been a lot of buyers that are buying. Unfortunately, selling pressure is a lot bigger, because people that bought at 3k are right now selling for 20x, right? So from the bottom down here towards top up here is 17, 18, yeah, from top up here 19, 20x, right? So people who bought down here at, you know, 3k, 3.5k, they needed to sell Bitcoin for 20k, so they started selling here into the euphoria, and they created this you know, the selling wall. They created a selling wall up here when it was coming up here, because they need to sell. You know, it doesn't make any sense just holding, you know, forever. I mean, it does make sense holding forever, but if you're speculating that you need to sell and buy and sell and buy, right? But they created this, and you get into this, you know, this you know, exhaustion pattern up here, because it's exhausting the price. It's selling until there are no more buyers, until people lose faith a little bit, and then, you know, it goes straight down and try to go up here again, and then the sellers came up here for a second time and push the price down. It's pretty much over, right? No, bull trend ends when there are no buyers and then sellers tune in. No, I do not think so. That like you will see the sellers started selling over here. This is when the sellers started selling. So they are selling into the market. They are selling into the pump, right? So when pump is pumping up, they are selling, because they cannot sell just, you know, up here at the top. They cannot sell at the top, so they are selling into the market, into the euphoria, right? And I learned this from the guy called check the volume. I mean, you can check the volume and stuff like that. Up here the volume goes towards downside up here, but the market is still going towards upside. But the guy William Clemente said this. William Clemente said this, and I like the guy, even though he's very young. Not this guy. This guy, the third. It's one. Was it this guy? No, not this guy. That's this guy, William Clemente. Where's V Clemente 3? This guy. This guy is a on-chain analyst, And at one time he's explained how how big money, big wallets are buying and selling. And he said they are not buying they're not selling the tops or buying the bottoms. They are buying into the bottom. So when price is going towards downside into the bottom, so when price is going into the bottom, they're already buying into the bottom and stopping the price, right? They're buying into the bottom. And when price is going up, they're not selling the very top. They are selling into the top. So when it starts going up, they're already selling into the top and pushing it down. So they're selling all the way into the top, right? So they start selling over here towards the upside, and they start buying up here towards the downside, right? So this move over here, this is buy move, and this over here, this is a sell move. So they don't sell the entire tops itself. They sell into the mania, into the euphoria, into the into the volume and stuff like that, and start reverting the volume, right? So there is that. So that's how they do it. So I do believe that although there has been a bunch of buyers up here at the top, Elon Musk buying, what down here was Elon Musk buying, it's continuing going towards the upside, everybody got euphoric, but there was just too much selling pressure and it goes down. But that's my take on it. That's my take, how this market cycle works. Now, there is one last thing I'm going to tell you about, a movie you can watch. You don't have to actually watch the movie, but there is a movie called The Forecaster. The Forecaster. I think you're going to like the movie. I don't know if you're going to like the movie because I didn't like the movie. I didn't even watch the entire movie. It's about a guy called Martin Armstrong. That's this guy, Martin Armstrong. Once a Wall Street-based finance advisor, was arrested and charged for orchestrating a $3 billion Ponzi scheme, which he disputed to this day. After 11 years prison, he's ready to set the record straight. So the guy figured out a way to predict the markets. That's why the movie is called The Forecaster. He figured out that the markets are cycles of pi, the number pi. And I can show you here, Martin Armstrong forecasts. It's something called just look at image up here. Something called economic confidence model. Can we see this? Let me just economic confidence model. Economic confidence model up here. There's this economic confidence model up here that goes. Let me see if we can get a bigger picture. Nice picture up here. Okay, can we just zoom in? So yeah, oh, Christ. Just let me be open picture. Where is it? I like this image. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Doesn't matter. What he says is that or his idea was that the markets are moved by the pi number 8.6 years, and every 8.6 years the bigger cycles are moved by 51.6 years big cycles. So you get these huge cycles, super cycles, 50-year cycles, and then in between there are 6 smaller cycles of 8.6 years. At 8.6 years you get a crash, and then you get these bottoms and these tops, and he managed to predict some kind of big moves, and that's why the guy is big, right? Interesting movie to watch. There is probably more to it, but it was kind of longish and boring to me, so I didn't watch the entire thing. But I got the gist of it. It is pi, it is cycles, it is stuff like that. So I can probably watch a 5-minute YouTube short about it, about this guy, and figure out everything that's been said in the 2-hour-long movie, because in the movie they talk too much about his life, his this and that, and why he got arrested. I don't care about that. I just want to know, man, what is your model? What is your model? So if you guys want to check it out, the movie is called The Forecaster. This is the guy, Martin Armstrong. You can also research if he talks about these stuff, these market cycles. So there is that. Anyways, guys, we've been chatting for 46 minutes. I hope you got something out of the video. We're gonna play the song. If you like this, I extended. How can I copy stuff? Can I go to up here? Wait. Any questions, guys? Do you got any questions? If you got any questions, just ask. How can I? Let's see up here. Wow, this is pain. Yes, there we go. Over here, play like this. Do something like this. Enter there. Oh, that's nice. But I don't know if you guys are gonna like that, but it's gonna be a big bass. It's gonna be a big bass. There we go. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm gonna see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, let's check out the Central Plant, song. And have a nice day, guys. Bye-bye.